experience. So what is different about this particular celebration, because there will be several other celebrations on that day. What is different about this one? First thing you have to do is we need to start with the organizers, the government. Who are we? So the government has been around for more than 3 years. We are a registered librarian business, working on the compound of librarian law, and we are into event and marketing. We have hosted more than 100 events in our 3 years in 15 different countries, and we have been very, very successful in doing that. So the goal of this one is different. It is not all Liberians across the country, regardless of age, regardless of religion, regardless of social status, regardless of tribe and political line, through a massive positive experience. So how are we doing this to capture the entire 15 counties? We adopted a hybrid model for this one. That is, we have smaller celebrations in all of the counties, and then we climax it with the big one. That is a 3-day celebration here in most of our country as SKD. So this hybrid celebration is in the 3 stages. The first one having to do with the celebration in the major cities. We have targeted.
Honorable Speaker, Honorable Deputy Speaker, leadership and members of the House of Representatives, I respectfully respond to the communication dated May 28, 2026, from the leadership of the Honorable House of Representatives, directing an apology and retraction of my statement made on OKFM Money Show regarding the assertion that every concession agreement signed by the legislature has favored foreign investors at the expense of the Liberian people. My apology, offered in the conference room on the first floor of the Honorable House of Representatives on May 25, 2026 at 12 noon, was provided under the guidance of His Excellency Joseph Numa Boaka Sr., President of Liberia. It was intended to address potential misunderstandings or misinterpretations, not to deny or retract the substance of my original position. I acknowledge that the apology was given in deference to the office of the Presidency's Council in the interest of preserving constructive dialogue. I reiterate that my apology does not constitute a denial.
Lobi koswana ena bae na boy ko baby santo to na manzaka na lembie na yo na bae na yo na bae ba podinga na pakolaka zote koma sembe sembe okopetenga na zoka lobi na swa maladi ya cancer lobi tanko na kopola yo kiminga ye Mario na lemye Mario na baye ako betenga na swa ipa iswa ya lokuta.
It started as a wet Monday morning that later on subsided, and we started to have some sunshine. It may not be intensive. The sun may not be intensive as we may expect it. But however, we are here on the Monday afternoon in the nation's capital, Monrovia. What a great day it is, and thank God it's Monday, man. When everybody hits Monday. Monday can be irritating because it got too many meetings, different kinds of engagements, setting your goal for the week and all of that. So yeah, it can be so irritating Monday, but I love Friday, trust me. But however, when Monday comes, you have no choice, you have to work, and that is why we are here. And so welcome, folks, wherever you are and however you're listening. Welcome to Kear Radio 95.9. it is the radio service of Kear Humanitarian Foundation. And of course, we are here 24/7. And we bring you a program of information, education, as well as entertainment. At this time, it's time to give you information. And it's the program Inside Liberia on your radio. It comes your way every weekday from Monday to Friday. And of course, we are here. My name is Morris Desmond Brown. Sadly, today my partner Jefferson Perry, we isn't feeling too well again. Cut on the weather again. Wishing him speedy recovery. And this entire presentation is dedicated to him for speedy recovery. We're also live on our online platform KCNTV. You can find us there on Facebook. Just log in KCNTV, and of course you see us. If you haven't subscribed, please go and subscribe. On YouTube, it's Kear Network or Kear Communications Network. You will see us. X is the same Kear Network, Communications Network as well. So join us, man. Let's talk Liberia. My name is Morris Desmond Brown, your usual presenter. And of course, Jefferson Perry, we are, like I said, isn't here today. But I'm going to be the lone soldier. But trust me, I'm not alone because you are there. Grab yourself a bottle of water, a glass of juice, maybe a bottle of gin. You know, if you have some very, very, good wine or so, get yourself it. Once you're home, you can, be faking on a zip while we run your afternoon all the way to the evening hours. The promise is to be fascinating and mouth-watering. Yeah, please share the video as well. Vanessa's Junior Bar has joined us as well. Carmen has also joined us. She said, good afternoon. I'm following from Broville. Thanks so kindly. Vanessa Jr. said, WEAH is coming back. That is what he wrote. And of course, you can write whatever you want. We will read them out for you. It should not just be assertive. And of course, your comments, your views on issues can be written right on the live feed. And of course, we will read them out for you. Yeah, it's a wonderful day. Today is Monday, it's the 22nd day of the month of June. And the year is 2026. My brother and friend Louis Sekete celebrates his birthday on today. Happy birthday, Louis there of Bana FM. So we are grateful that God has spared you another year. What a great way to say happy birthday to you, Louis Sekete. We're here, and of course, you are there. Welcome if you're in District Number 1 up to District 17 in Maserado County. Welcome if you're in Bapulu, Cape Mount, or Bombing. Welcome if you're in Kakata, Magibi County. Welcome. We are here, and we're going to drive you through now until 55. So it's a long way to go. It's a long stretch, but I know we can do it together. Too many great things to talk about. I'll run over to Cape Mount and talk with a principal there. I'm told the school called Marvin Soni is gradually sinking due to flooding. And after we shall have a talk with the principal to ascertain the real facts, I'm told it is an old age problem that have existed over decades. We'll come back to talk to the communication officer for Magibi County, Diney O. Moses. Diney Moses is the communication person in Magibi County. We'll talk to him on some of the prevailing developments in Magibi County, Kakata Pacific, and Magibi County Alash. We'll come back to talk about some of the rolling issues. At 5 o'clock, we have something coming up very, very interesting for you. So we'll keep it for later. We will announce what we have 5 o'clock for you. So you don't want to leave your radio an inch. So that's why I say get yourself a glass of juice, a bottle of water, just something to be munching on while we take you through from now to the evening hours. If you're in the traffic, please take time. The roads are slippery now. We're in rainy season. Trust me, you want to take your time and drive these people you are carrying very safely. They are family people, left their families home. You too left your family home, of course. You have to return to them without any scratch or scratches on your skin. Yeah, let's take a line of our team song. We'll be back just in a jiffy. Don't go away.
monsieur Mario afimi moto akanisi bilongo yanga ya Mario na
Welcome back, and it's great to welcome you back to the program inside Liberia. Let's take this sport announcement very quickly. Yes, it's from the Liberia Electricity Corporation. Yeah, we'll take that very, very quickly. The Liberia Electricity Corporation is pleased to inform the public that it is collaborating with SYNAPT for the implementation of the smart metering program. The initial phase of this program will be carried out in Beansville and its associated feeders. As part of the process, joint teams from LEC and SYNAPT will begin conducting community engagement activities and customer data collection within the targeted areas. The smart meter comes with several advanced features, including geofencing technology. The meter automatically shuts down and can no longer work if it is removed from its registered installed location. Temper alert system. The meter automatically sends SMS alerts to LEC, SYNAPT, and the customer whenever tampering is detected. Automatic token loading. Customers no longer need to manually enter token codes when you purchase your electricity, as credit is loaded automatically on the meter. GPS tracking capability. The meter can be located through GPS system, identifying its location when stolen. Following the customer data collection exercise, LEC and SYNAPT will commence the replacement and installation of smart meters. Customers who currently have a meter or possess proof of payment for a meter, or whose meter was previously stolen with evidence, will have their meters replaced free of charge. Customers without existing meter records will have their information collected and will be required to pay the applicable connection fees to be connected. For additional information, please contact LEC Customer Care Hotlines 4500 or visit the LEC Head Office, Waterside, Monrovia. This information is signed by the Management Liberia Electricity Corporation, the LEC. Yeah, so that is it from the LEC. Now we'll run over to Grand Cape County. I'm told a school there is suffering flooding due to heavy downpour of rain, and we will have a very short conversation with the principal to know what is happening there and what are the issues. And of course, we will do this very, very quickly as possible because it's very important for us to do this. This is educational issues, and of course, we can only hope for the better. Good afternoon, ma'am, and welcome to Kear Radio. Okay. You are live on Kear Radio 95.9. We got this information that the Marvin Sony School in Grand Cape County is experiencing flooding, and as a result, normal classes this morning were disrupted. You want to bring us up to speed?
Well, one operation, we are not in Grand Cape, we are in Clareton.
Oh, okay. It's the Clareton School. Okay, sorry, yeah.
Yeah, the school are not disrupted actually, for the whole school fence was flooded.
Okay.
Yeah, and the students are walking in the water in and out.
Okay.
And as I learned, this problem is an old age problem.
Okay.
And we need the community dwellers along the government to help open the drainages here. Because you see that in the community here, the people build on the drainages, they're selling there, a whole lot of blankets there. So you block it well for the water to go out from the Marvin Senior School.
Okay.
So we are calling community dwellers as well the government to kind of enforce it for them to remove all of the things.
Okay. The school, is it a private institution or is a government-owned institution?
It's a institution.
Okay. But has this happened before? Has this been occurring before, or this is the first time?
Well, no, this is not the first time. As I learned from the community to a lot of PTH here,
Okay.
they said the whole issue has been happening every year. They've been talking to stakeholders, they've been talking to other people to try and help. So it's a continuous it's been happening.
Okay. So what's your intent now as principal? What do you want the government to do as these situations may likely disrupt learning activities if it is not handled?
Yeah, as a principal of the school, I want the government to help us to have the top learning environment for the students to come to our field to do the best way they can eradicate this water business on the campus.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So what's your name again?
I am Paris Hesse Molba.
Okay. And you are the principal of the school. Is it a high school or a junior high school?
Junior high school, elementary and junior high.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Okay. Thanks so kindly. And we're looking forward to elevating your voice so the government could come in and see whatever support they can give the school for a smooth, environment for learning.
Environment, yeah.
Okay.
Okay, thank you for having me.
Okay. Thanks so kindly for joining us as well on Kear Radio 95.9.
You're welcome.
Okay. Yeah, that's the principal. Yes, sorry, the person who probably sent me the information made an error. Yes, so the school is in Claratown and it's a government-owned institution. Because of the heavy downpour of rain, we're told that normal classes were almost disrupted, according to what we gathered. And the principal here said water entered the fence and students were taking off their shoes, teachers taking off their shoes as well. And so, yeah, that is what it is. We call on the government to find a way, if there's any way possible, that they can make that place a conducive environment for learning. That would be good. You cannot learn in a filthy or a very disorganized environment. That's why you see the people in other countries, they learn fast, and especially developed countries. They learn good because the learning atmosphere there is very hilarious. You go in the classrooms, they are unique, well organized, very conducive, very refreshing. When you enter the classroom, you even want to learn. As compared to Liberia, our classes are mostly disorganized. They're not in the proper way it should, but all of that, we hope that the government can do something about it. Let's run to Margibi County and talk to the communication officer, Mr. Diney D. Moses. Mr. Diney D. Moses is the communication officer in Margibi County, and of course, shortly we'll have conversation with him. We have on this line the communication officer for Margibi County, Mr. Diney D. Moses. Good afternoon, sir, and welcome.
Good afternoon, Desmond. Good afternoon to your listening audience in the nation's capital, Monrovia, in central Monrovia. How you been doing?
Well, thanks for asking. I'm doing perfect, and I guess the county is also okay, Margibi County.
Yeah, we're doing good. The county is good.
Okay. All right. I call you specifically to bring us up to speed with some of the happenings in Margibi County. I know there have been every downpour of rain. Have you heard issues of flooding or different things that have been brought to the attention of the office of the superintendent? Bring us up to speed.
Well, thank you so very kindly, Desmond. And firstly, let me sympathize with the people of Monserrate County. I was over a heavy downpour of rain this morning, the floor around the old road belt, and that are stopping some school-going kids from going to school.
Mm-hmm.
And I think those are nothing that should be in our society again today. But again, it's probably maybe because of the Jewish situation in the nation's capital. And we hope that government is going to take decisive steps in making sure that those issues and those challenges are being alleviated. For Margibi County, Desmond, we're doing very good. We have had a similar problem, but we as a country have the way of handling those problems and how best we can run out the country to making sure that those problems are well worked on and we can resolve some of those challenges in our country.
Okay.
So basically, my Gidi, as you may be aware, we have had different developing stories of my Gidi County, and currently we are in the process of constructing or we have identified already the spot for the construction of the yellow machine hub. As you may be aware, there have been the final batch of the yellow machine appearing in Liberia, and all countries are in high gear preparing to making sure that the hub of the yellow machine can be constructed in the Liberia country for that process. And so the superintendent have constituted a committee called the Yellow Machine Committee, and that committee is working excessively and aggressively to making sure that the president's agenda has to be met in consultation with how well the country should be proceeding. So the superintendent has set up that committee, and the committee is working very proactively to making sure that the activities is well taken care of. Of recent, you have international conversation being held in my Gidi County at the Farmington Hotel, where the presidents have to do the official opening ceremony of that activities. And of course, the activities cover 21 countries around the globe that converge at the Farmington Hotel in Lower Magidi County right after that process. And that the intent of that conversation was to roll out the decentralization and its full implementation act in all of the 15th political subdivision of our dear patrimony Liberia. And right after the activities, the convoy was headed by the former Internet Affairs, now local government minister, Sakila Newman, the Princess Sakila Newman, held the convoy, and they came to Magidi County capital at the administrative building, where we toured with the minister to two different facilities that the government is impacting. As a matter of fact, the controversial CS Rain Hospital construction has been one of the serious issues and over the past years, and for a little over 6-7 years, they have been a challenge. When this government came to being, with the former superintendent Anthony Vittorio Moroba Duncan, who is now the resident circuit judge of the 13th Judicial Circuit in Magidi, took over the issue as the superintendent, and we engaged Ministry of Health consistently and making sure that that project kick off. When the young and successful superintendent O.J. Governor Morris took over too, there will be a little delay, but using his leadership skills, those things were being popped on, and the construction of the hospital is speeding up now. We're also having the relocation of our county administrative building. DESMOND, you have visited Magidi capital before, and you saw the county administrative building. We have said to ourselves and to the people of Magidi, this building does not represent the image of responsible people in local governance. And as such, we have a storage building along the Bon County Highway where we will be transitioning the administrative functioning to that area. And when the minister came, we also took the ministers and the panels and the international donors there, and they all saw those places that we are talking about. So we are working on so many different things across the country, and we are progressing well this month.
Okay. Thanks so kindly for filling us in, but there is this area I show probably maybe that hasn't reached the decks of the superintendent. There is a place in Magidi in district number 2 called Charlesville. It's just right behind the airport. It's a township. There is a bridge there that has been down for some time now, and residents there are they are finding it difficult to commute across the river, to get to other destination. I just wanted to bring that to your attention, passing by. So maybe you and the officials there could take a tour there to look at what is happening there.
So we are definitely taking a tour there because we are in a leadership DESMOND where for every time our people cry, the crowd of the people becomes our worry. And so when the crowd of the people in charge, the right behind the airport came, the superintendent again dispatched team there comprising of the development officer and other technicians, the county engineer, and the office engineer. They all went there to see what the challenges in that part of the country is, and they return from that place a little over a week now, and so the country is working to making sure that that problem can be solved, because the people that you govern, when they are not satisfied, your government is not providing that kind of a leadership. But this government is the government that listens to the cry of the people, and that is why everywhere we hear our citizens cry, we rush there to see what is unfolding with them.
Okay. Another thing we didn't touch that you just want to talk about in passing, that we can let you go. You're a busy man.
Okay, Desmond, I want to say thank you so very kindly for allowing us on your platform this morning. We have always appreciated Kear Radio family there in Monrovia for always finding interest in my TV stories and calling us to have a conversation with the people of Montserrat, the people of Liberia in general. Basically, we are having two different activities in my TV content. As we speak to you now, there's an upcoming the superintendent called bus share. There's an upcoming bus share in the country, and that bus share, when it shoots out, Desmond, trust me, you're going to be a part of it, because I was setting it for you to call it off. In the same vein, the LLA, the Liberian Land Authority, has been working closely with the county authority. As I speak to you now, they have been already constructed brand new office for them, and it is nearing completion. They have gone a little over 85% now. Probably in the next 2-3 months, that era will be completed. So we are doing all we can to making sure that we bring development and attract development to Margibi County. As you may be aware, Margibi holds the entry to the nation's capital, whether be it by land or road. By land, you have almost 85% of the country that have passed through Margibi before you enter Monrovia. By air, everywhere you come from in the world, you have to pass through Margibi before you enter Liberia or Monrovia. So we want to say thank you to the Kear family for always wanting to know the unfolding in Margibi County. It's a pleasure that we are with you this afternoon, and we are hoping always and at all times to providing information like for the positive change and consumption of the public.
Okay, thank you so kindly, Danny, and have a positive day.
Thank you, Desmond, and God bless you so much.
Okay, the voice of Danny Moses. He's the communication officer of Margibi County, speaking to us via the line. And of course, we always take interest in every county, not just Margibi. Once we have communication officers who are waiting to talk to us, give us update on their counties, of course, we will definitely do that. Yeah, we will definitely do that. So yes, we are back after talking with the two persons. Of course, we've been asking some hard questions here, and let's make it work. Yeah, let's make it work. Liberia belongs to all of us. Look, if this country, if the current government fails, our country failed. Our country failed. And we don't want our country to fail because you do not like a particular people in government. No. And I guess people who even oppose the government do not want the government to fail. I'm sure they just want something to put the government's feet to the fire. Like we ask the questions we ask. Look, the government cannot allow these things to slide. The other day, we asked the Ministry of Health and that of National Public Health Institute to tell us the people who were placed on surveillance. Where are we with the report? Look, it is a bad tendency in this country that we do not give report when we are investigating things. We just let it slide. The public needs those information. It's important to give those information to the public. Look, we can't keep our people incommunicado. I've said this times of our numbers. We have to feed the public with information. You cannot announce to the public that this number of foreigners or different nationals enter the country. 16 of them we are trying to we're trying to observe them. If you observe these people and you find nothing, absolutely, is it not prudent enough for you to come to the public and let us know? This is irresponsibility. on the part of Infill and the Ministry of Health. This is high level of irresponsibility. Look, when you are given the role to lead, you lead without any traces of doubt. That's why we ask these questions, because we want answers to them. We do not just say these things because we want to lash at the government at every given time. No. That's not it. We do these things because we know at the end of the day, there will be someone that should answer the hard questions. You can tell you are serving 21% or 16%, whatever it is, for 21 days. 21 days pass, we're in either the second or third month or second month going. You are yet to tell the public what happened to that surveillance you were keeping. Are these people free? You should be telling the public. This is not fair. It's high level of irresponsibility on the part of Infill and that of the health ministry. They need to do better at that place or those places. They need to really do better. They really, really need to do better. The next thing is that we are still asking the hard question about how Princess Parking, Towing, and Dealership won the contract for MCC. Look, we're not joking with this thing. If people think it's going to be water under the bridge, no, it's not going to happen. The people at MCC, they say the Mayor John Siafa needs to answer these questions. Look, you cannot get government entity raising money for government, and out of nowhere you find another private institution that is linked to the mayor. We're getting information that that company is owned by his sister, and he just took government contract that worth millions of dollars and just took and gave it to his sister to raise money for government. How much is government getting from that deal? Nobody knows. When these people who were running the place under the Monroe City Corporation, the department that was taking care of that particular car parking, trust me, these people were raising around 185,000 Liberian dollars every day. 185,000 Liberian dollars times 5 from Monday to Friday. These people are raising 1.3 million Liberian dollars on a weekly basis. Time this by four weeks and see how much millions these people generate just from the street, from people parking cars. And trust me, this business, the only thing in this business that you're doing so far to raise the money is to pay the workforce that they hadn't even paid. They hadn't even paid these people. Look, month will end, and in June coming in. June will end, they will pay them in July for June. But they're raising millions and millions of Liberian dollars. But yet, they are not taking care of the people who are raising the money. But that is not even my concern. My concern is how did Princess Towing and Dealership won this contract? How did they win this contract? How was it won? Did they go through PPCC regulation? Did they go through the PPCC regulation of contract bidding? Did they bid for this contract? How many companies bid for this contract? How was the selection done? Was the mayor involved? Because for common practice, transparency, and for somebody will say expediency, the mayor should not be involved with anything that got to do with a family member that bidding for a contract at the MCC. He should recuse himself. He should be far from it. He should make an open declaration that this person is a family member of mine. I'm recusing myself from being anywhere around the panel that will do the selection. With that, it's even hard to deny a family member who is bidding, but do it in the process of transparency, for the interest of transparency and accountability. We didn't see this happen. The same way with the Freeport of Monrovia. Yeah, while we hail development in our country, we do not pamper anything that runs short of the laws being, adhered to. Look, we're seeing the development is good, but the proper processes that should be carried out should be carried out. The Freeport of Monrovia said there was bidding process done for the company that won. Tell us where you did the bidding, how many companies bidded for this contract. Give us the link up to date. The National Port Authority yet to give us the link on all the companies that apply for that particular contract. Look, we can be doing things under the cover of darkness. And we want the country to move now. We want the country to be, the kind of country, yeah, man, like, bro, supposed to be good. Look, when people start to do things under the cover of darkness, it smells corruption. It smells corruption. And the MCC thing is some of you taking it for granted. Look, in the next 3, 4, 5 years, if you're not careful, the family of Mayor John Siafa will be rich in this country from Liberia because we better know how much goes to government. When these people generate the money from the street, put ticket on people's cars, and they generate that money every day, that 185,000. How much go to government? Since he have decided to give the contract to his sister company to run the show and collect the money, how much is the government getting? The same thing we did here, gave the Lebanese crooks and Lebanese rogues our transport sector today. They're stealing and they can't tell us how much they're raising. With this contract of traffic management that have been a talk of the town. I thought from the time they started raising money, they should have a press conference to tell us how much they're now raising, how much they put in government covers. But nothing, everything is done in this country under the cover of darkness because people want to steal and enrich themselves at the expense and the detriment of poor, suffering Liberians. This is uncalled for. This is uncalled for. You cannot sit down and confiscate government money to your private use under the pretext of giving contract to people. When the contract doesn't meet PPCC regulation, especially when that contract should meet PPCC regulation, then you are in violation of the laws. Public Financial Act, the public financial laws of the country. But MCC look at one contract that, well, like the people raising money, why is it that MCC cannot take care of that department and have to outsource it? Don't you think there is something fundamentally wrong? Look, the MCC herself could take care of that particular department. Under the CDC administration, the MCC took care of that particular department. And the people are raising money. Even though we asked the same hard questions where those monies were going, we could not have answers to them as well. But we can be doing business as usual now. If the United Party campaign on the matter of rescuing and something, so all the sectors need to be rescued. If the CDC, government wasn't accountable to the people, you need to be accountable. That is a comprehensive definition of what we refer to as rescued. Very, very risky for our country. They said, "Mayor, just take contract and give it to his sister." He said, "Go there, just raise the money. Why you get what I ate?" Because that is what it looks like right now. That is how it smells. It smells corruption. This needs to stop. And the public need to demand an answer to this. Who gave the contract to Princess Towing and Dealership? Princess Car Parking, Towing and Dealership. Who gave them the contract? How did they win the contract? Did they go through any bidding process? Look, too many things are happening in this government that needs to stop. And that's why we're saying this so that the people can hear us and answer these questions. It's hard questions. I know some people may not want it, but it's the hard truth that needs to be said. The same way, traffic management, we're getting here and they went ahead begging MDNC to take lesson plates from Transport Ministry. Now they stockpile their warehouse. Then you get the Senate trying to aid and abet. That's aiding and abetting. And I'm ashamed of the Senate to set up a committee that will have a United Party senator sent to the place. The same people who brought the untold suffering on the Liberian people to say Liberian traffic management should take over the transport sector of our country, that the same people you constitute on a committee to go and see the warehouse of these people and assess their readiness and their capabilities. You think what will come out? You think what Senator Prince Moi and the rest of the other United Party people who on the team, you think what they will say when they go there? They will come out with positive results for the people. We need to stop, man. Let me talk about the last issue and then we'll open the lines. Look, the CDC acting chairperson in Grenjida County is alleging something. It's alleging something. And I'll read you this communication that came out thanks to Manager Obed Sebastian Jiba for sharing this. Let me read you this that came up from Grenjida County. Quickly, I'll read that and then we'll take course. Later on at 5 o'clock, we'll talk about the new information that have emerged from the drug issue, and we'll talk about flooding in your areas as well. How can we tackle flooding? How can we tackle these things, especially with the way we're in the rainy season? We'll talk about that at 5 o'clock, along with some people aren't happy with some of the names. We'll read you what the Justice Ministry released. Some people are still demanding that those names that are caught or that were released are not the real people behind the drug bust. Do you agree with them, or do you agree with the Justice Ministry for this investigation to continue? We'll be asking you that at 5 o'clock. But just hold on. Let's talk about this quickly that is coming out from Grenjida. The chairman and members of the National Executive Committee, Congress for Democratic Change, the CDC, Monrovia, Liberia, June 26, subject, urgent intervention, political sabotage of CDC anniversary in Grenjida County by Vice President Jeremiah Pine Kung Sr. Dear Honorable Chairman, on behalf of the peace-loving, steadfast, and ever-loyal people of Grenjida County, I extend our heartfelt appreciation for your esteemed appointment as chairman of the subcommittee. Your leadership gave us confidence as we mobilize vigorously for the 22nd anniversary and Militants Day celebration, which are historic events that symbolize our unwavering commitment to the ideas of the Congress for Democratic Change, the CDC. I write formally, I elect the National Executive Committee to a deliberate act of political sabotage by Vice President Jeremiah Pankun Sr. acting through his sabotage, Senator Zoe Emmanuel Peno, to disrupt our event. On June 13, 2026, we notified local authorities a requested use of the public space in front of the Tottenham Palace. A meeting with local authorities and the joint security of the county was held on the matter. On June 17, they granted us clear approval for June 26 to 27. To our shock, a few days ago, authorities are attempting to revise that decision, citing a mandate from Vice President Jeremiah Pankun through his insecure sabotage, Senator Peno. Interestingly, this same space was recently granted to other grounds, including our Islamic brothers and sisters, without issue. This space is a space that has been used by everyone, regardless of political persuasion or religion. We firmly believe this is a calculated, premeditated, and political provocation. Vice President Jeremiah Pankun Sr. We therefore request the National Executive Committee to intervene immediately and avoid the impending violence and chaos Vice President Jeremiah Pankun is fueling. Okay, in Grenjida County, through Senator Zoe Emmanuel Peno. I'd like to emphasize that Grenjidians, sorry, I'm reading from a document that is snapped. Grenjidians are peaceful people who have coexisted without violence, seeking Vice President Jeremiah Pankun, a prominent son of Nimba County, interfering with our county with intention of inciting violence is something we deem extremely necessary to ask for the immediate intervention of the National Executive Committee of our party. His action is a potential conflict in motion, which we definitely resist as peace-loving people of Grangeda County. We await your swift action as the momentum is very high here in Zweju. Best regards, Samson Bozie Williams, Chair, Grangeda Subcommittee, Committee 22nd Anniversary and Militants Day. So this communication alleges that the Vice President, Jeremiah Kwan is somehow trying to sabotage the planned program of the CDC Anniversary and Militants Month celebration in Grangeda County. To the best of my knowledge, when a public facility is to be used, it should be written and asked for. According to this communication, the CDC Grangeda chapter said they wrote, and of course, they were granted the space that they have asked for. After a few times, they were called again, and that decision is about to be revised or has been revised. These are a few things I need to say. I don't want to buy in with what they've said that the Vice President is somehow connected, because I'm not in the county. But I sit here wondering why some people, when they leave a particular political party, the act of being outrageous, can exist. And I say this to say, Zoe Emmanuel Peno, who is being accused, has made several public remarks that are very, very inimical to the program that the CDC is about to have in Grangeda. Look, if you leave a political party, and that political party is that party that made you, and if you look at the history of Grangeda and look at Zoe Emmanuel Peno, it is the CDC that brought into limelight politics. Well, to be so outrageous with the party at this point, the last press conference I heard from him, he was accusing the CDC and cautioning them not to carry drugs to Grangeda. And I saw that as a mockery. You know why I saw it as a mockery? It was just right during the same time we're talking about the over 19 million drug bust at the RIA. We're discussing national drug bust at the RIA. Zoe Emmanuel Peno is in the county and talking about seditionists taking drugs to the county. Look, I don't know, but I know there will be realignment before 2029. There will be people who will have political misjudge. They will want to, have or part ways with several political institutions. But look, in the interest of peace, our country should be kept peaceful. Look, CDC or any political party in this country got right to go to any country to have a program. They have right to any part of Liberia. But when they want to use public facility, a public facility or public space, they must write for it. They must write to ask. In which they said they did. If you didn't want to give these people the right to have their program in the space they requested for, why did you grant them approval at first? And like they said, it seemed to be a political sabotage. You can't grant the people time, and you can't grant the people the facility and say use it. Time for their program, for them to have their program, they say, no, when I agree again for you to use this place. That's political sabotage. And I think this is not healthy for our political space. Look, we need to have political tolerance. We need to have political tolerance. You know, minus whether you are part of a particular political establishment. If that political party, look, like me, I can tell you for free. Thank God for my profession. I don't even go to political rallies, except maybe I went there to cover the event. But to go to political rallies as a member of a political party, no. I can go there. So if I'm not a member of certain thing, I don't go there. Look, the same way as a journalist here, I'm sitting, except when I want to cover that program by myself because I want the news or I want that thing to be aired because it is for public consumption, I will go. But when I'm not invited to a particular program to go there, you don't find me going there. Because sometimes if you're not invited, you get humiliated. You get a shock of your life sometimes. But if this is happening under the leadership or under the instruction of the vice president, then this is it's so pathetic if it is actually happening. Look, we should have political tolerance. Leave the CDC. Let them have their program. Look, the government should be more focused on developing the country. The government should be focused on some of the things she's doing. The government should be focused on delivering. The government should be focused on explaining to the people what has the government done over the last 3 years. This is something the government should focus on. Forget about these small political sabotage and all of that. Let the CDC have their program. Give them the public area they want to use. Let them use it. The few days they will use it for, look, it will not take the Unity Party name from being Unity Party or the government, of the day. If this is happening, they need to stop. This is not political tolerance. If this is actually happening, then it's wrong. And that is why we're calling on the vice president's office to come out clearly and speak to this, because the office of the vice president is directly being accused of being the mastermind of what is happening in Grenjide. I know that the superintendent in Grenjide and the vice president got ties. That I can say to you for free. The wife of the superintendent, Alice Tessia Grant, and the vice president's wife are two sisters. That I can say to you safely. They are two sisters. So they both are in-laws. Yeah, they are from the same family. I mean, they married in the same family. So, yeah, that is what it is. I know the relationship between them. But if this is happening, it should not be happening. This should not be happening. I can say this to you for free. That this is not political tolerance. Allow the CDC to go and have their party. I mean, their thing they want to have. Once the security people in the country are aware, they will take seat of the matter. They will make sure that the CDC conduct herself in a very good form and manner, or in the best shape that they're supposed to conduct themselves in, and have their program, after which everybody leave the country and come to where they want to come. Those that want to stay in the country, stay there. But this one, if what I read from this communication is actually from the office of the vice president, that he's giving instruction and things are being sabotaged on the part of the CDC, I think it is wrong and it should not be happening. Let's open on the first segment and take your calls on this first segment of the program. We'll take calls on 0777 959 959, 0777 959 959, 0881 871 are the numbers you can call to be a part of the program. Inside Liberia on Kear Radio 95.9, and of course at 5 o'clock, after we take some calls, later on we'll talk about the drug issue, and then flooding at your various communities. How can we settle the issue of flooding and other issues as well? So let's go to the lines and take your calls now. This person is here. Let's hear you.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Yeah, I'm Nigel Louis calling from Kingsville, Right?
Okay, let's hear you.
Yeah, the thing people continue to talk and talk for us, and we are not understanding our country, the resources. Certain group of people just come and eat And why other people they are suffering, the masses are suffering. Like what you talking about from PCC or MCC. And right, that contract you are doing with the government, there are people that are there, they are not making money. And that money could go to other development instead of his sister being instead of his sister taking that contract. Because if the government is talking about corruption, maybe he will tell the sister, say, oh, take this and put it in my account. Because if the money goes directly to the government and he does not present to the government, the poor responsible for that. So maybe they say, why using his sister is over it.
Okay.
And those that are working on the region are then paid what they are working for. And also the grandchildren issue, Liberia is for all. We talk about the peace of the nation. So if your opponent, which is the opposition, wants to have the program and they are rating you, and what they are saying it is true, they should have given them the go ahead. That alone will serve as a full platform for 2029. But if you start to follow resistance, it will bring problems. So we pray that they should do this with honor and respect that Liberia belongs to all. We want peace, we need peace. We need to live at peace. Thank you so much for your program.
Okay, thank you so much for listening as well. Let's take Edmond Carr. Edmond, welcome. Let's hear you.
Thank you, my dear brother. I remain visually impaired, pushing for the return of my president and proud member of Concerned Liberian for Justice. This thing I think this is the third week that we are talking about it. City property being switched to a sister to the city mayor, and we are not hearing anything from them. So then that means they are concluded that they didn't talk, they didn't say what they can say, but our decision is our decision. That's why it's suggesting to us. Then sometimes now when you come out and start saying that you don't have material for the running of the city, the truck, somebody excavator or other thing that you may need to clean the city, or even pay the people that are employed, people will question you. Because institutions that should be bringing the necessary funding to help make their operation easy, it's been given to a family person so that both of you can benefit, and whatever that you will get from there, instead of the country receiving what it's able to receive, it go to family member, and they are not saying anything about it. But we'll keep saying it, we'll keep talking about it, so that they will know that we are in the know of what's happening. The whole thing about our program in Grand Jada County, we be going back and forth with this. The king and builder, oh, you might not spoil the road. Oh, you didn't go there 6 years. Look, nobody got a special time. President WEAH went to Grand Jada County doing county tour to tell the people thank you and to ask for more development. People were asking for more development. President WEAH went to go campaign. So at what time we didn't go to Grand Jada? Okay. But for a sitting senator, and this is the problem that we can have with the president. This could have been President WEAH at the time. When somebody is not supporting you and he making statements that can cause chaos in the country, you checkmate that person. But President Bouaka in opposition and now president, he will never do it. You know what it means? For years open, having press conference to say they should not take drugs to Grand Jada County. You know what it means? You know why we're taking off? This is why we have warned all of our people that will be attending Africa to be very, very careful. Because they could be the one planting the drug among us, making it to appear as if we are the ones that are carrying it. For you to get a major drug issue in the country that are not training internationally, for you to go sit in the country and make mockery of the issue, the president should have checkmate him. But the lying go, now the 5% is out. Being behind, but hey, we have said this to them. What are you allowed to use it space? You don't allow to use it. We will use the street of Grand Jada County. And with this now, when you want to regulate us now, then where the clash will come from. And you know the other thing is that actually that happened to to go to our people. And President WEAH said, leave it. No, this is all we have said. President WEAH is into this election. It is about out. Some of the things that we would do before he get to know, they are said to be surprised. If the thing will say emotional lie, that will not happen. And this also is a signal to the opposition that what will happen in 2029, this is the beginning that you are seeing now surfacing. But we are prepared and getting prepared on a daily basis to face the Unity Party hand down. Thank you.
Thank you. 0777-959-959. 0881-871670. The numbers you can call. Those of you on WhatsApp, +231 777-959-959. Vamuya M. Salif says, good afternoon, Mr. Brown, and good afternoon to the peace-loving people of Bapalo County. I'm following from Broville City. I have serious issues with you. Okay? You say you got a serious issue with me. Yeah, you can revert in my inbox to tell me the issues you have with me. Let's go back to the line. Take more calls. This person, let's hear you.
Yeah. Hello.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir.
Yeah, my name is Ibrahim Perry and calling you from Kear Street.
Let's hear you.
And I want to appreciate the man in the studio there because I listened to him just now. What happened, making some remark that what happened on it on the TV, former president, we are saying
they may not in the studio. They may not in the studio. Yeah, the man call on the radio. Jai calling you.
Oh, okay. So I want to say, like the judge issue, we want to remain kind that the government to the joint security to investigate. Thank God we are moving forward on the judge for the judge issue.
No, we're talking about the judge. We're talking about the judge issue at 5 o'clock, please. We have other issue. We will talk the judge issue later today, but not now. We're taking calls on the first segment on some of the issues we talk about. Okay. 0777-959-959 0881-871-670 are the numbers you can call to be a part of the program inside Liberia on Kear Radio 95.9. From here, you can revert in my inbox with the problem you say you have with me. You can revert in my inbox with it. Yeah, I would certainly see it. Let's take more calls. This person, let's hear you.
Hello,
Let's hear you, Chief. Yeah, go ahead.
The government, when in the intel of the president, you don't hear anything there. We'll talk every day, we'll talk, at the scene. Because si a can look at the sister, that's not the sister, the sister, what the government, what for government, and they go individual. So now they don't escape that, asking my brother, one of my friends working on it, I got them. Who the president, yesterday share without wearing it. Yeah. Look at that money for it. 135,000 every week.
Every day, 185,000.
185,000 every day. Making that money, government entity making that money. Then what the other taking that entity taking it for each. So we are there all the president. We will also the president will see because he is really part of it. So we don't hear nothing.
Okay. More calls 0777-959-959. Shortly, we'll talk about the issue concerning the Ministry of Justice. Have released some names of people who might be connected to the drug issue. Let's take more calls now on the first segment. Let's hear you.
Hello?
Yeah, Mohammed.
Yeah, that's all wrong.
Yeah, let's hear you, Chief.
Nice.
Well, thanks for asking. Where you are, the network is bad, or you have to change your location and call us back. We're barely hearing you. We are barely hearing you. You have to call us back. We're barely hearing you. Let's take this person. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, my brother. How you doing?
Well, thanks for asking. I'm doing fine.
All right. This is Charles Guy. You are just tuning in my radio. I don't know all of the topics that are under discussion.
Okay, we're talking about the Princess Parking and leadership that was awarded to Mayor John Sefa's sister. The city mayor took the contract where the guys collect over 185,000 Liberian dollars on a daily basis, and he took the contract and gave it to his sister to collect the money. We're talking about traffic management as well, and then Grangeda County, there is tension coming from there. The CDC chapter of Grangeda is waiting, and they're accusing the vice president of political sabotage of their program in Grangeda County. Those are things that we're talking.
Okay, let me comment on the traffic management issue. You see, it's a very great setback, big setback that have come to the country because the traffic management system, brother, it is depopulating this government within the transport sector. Honestly speaking, the commercial drivers, even some private drivers, they have completely they are dissatisfied with the establishment of this transport management system, because every taxi you get in, every commercial car you get in, even keke or motorbike, they are complaining about the attitude of those guys who are implementing for the transport management system. It happened to me even in my presence on the boulevard, where the guy just stopped the driver and told him, say, why you stopped to where you're not supposed to stop, a taxi. The guy said, but what part of the boulevard are not supposed to stop? And it happened right around the Rainbow Estate. And he asked this guy to give him 2,500 or else he will give him ticket. And the guy said, I don't have 2,500. They discussed, we got a patient with the passenger, we started arguing with the driver, and the driver said, but they won't give me ticket, you can give it to him, but I don't have 2,500 to give you. That officer gave the 50 ticket. We justify it there. You see, so that entire transport system now, it is depopulating this government, and the president has to really look at it keenly, because we are discussing 2029 election. You got almost 50% or more than 50% of the drivers in this country against the government. Because of that, it's a problem. Even on the highway, they will chase cars on the highway with even the highway patrol vehicles. You got more than 2, 3. Yeah, I'm telling you, beside the regular cones, they got highway patrol cars. Some go all the way almost to Canada and back there. They want to number 7 is different. You see, but another issue with airlines, the traffic police or the city police have failed to remove the settlers from the street, the sidewalk of red light to enable vehicles to stop and pick up passengers and drop passengers.
Yeah, that's one of the major problems. Yeah.
That's one of the major problems. No commercial vehicle that got space in red light to even stop and drop passengers. The setup has sealed up the sidewalk. The police are there. The traffic police are there. They have failed to remove the people from the sidewalk to enable commercial drivers to stop and pick up and get in car every morning in the evening to come home. So it's a problem that we are facing in red light. So at the end of the day, everywhere can get stopped or tell the driver stop, police will stay in front of it and ask them for money and start to the wrong place. But they have done nothing to remove the setup from the sidewalk where those cars will stop to drop us and pick up us. And it's a serious problem. It happened even when the driver stopped to pick up, and the police got here and stood in front of the car. Let's say they said the police, and the police got to him and said, but you put the city police, you're supposed to remove the to pass and pick the passenger.
Okay.
Police will get the traffic. They both have that argument, the traffic police and the city police. They asking for driver in red.
You have to shift a little bit, or we're losing you gradually because your network is bad.
So that's one of the major problems. Radar is a problem. So let the police director keep solving it. He should not come with official vehicle like Paul Molova used to do in the past. He would disguise himself, getting commercial vehicle to discover someone who fights. You see, the issue of radar is a major problem. Let the government see reason to remove the sidewalk, the setup from the sidewalk to it will come. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much. Keep listening. We're about to transition to the second and final segment of the program. And this, I'm going to read you quickly before we transition. MOH presents Health Equity Fund Bill to President Bouaka. The Ministry of Health has presented to President Joseph Nyoman Bouaka Sr. with a proposal meant to transform the country's healthcare financing system through establishment of a national health insurance scheme, a move that will significantly expand access to quality health care and accelerate progress towards universal health coverage. The proposal comprises the Liberia Health Equity Fund for Universal Health Coverage, LHEF, bill, and accompanied by Health Equity Authority of Liberia, HEAL, framework, which together seek to create a sustainable mechanism for financing healthcare services while protecting citizens from the high cost of medical treatment. Presented the document at the executive mansion Monday, Health Minister Dr. Louis Mpoto sought the president's endorsement to advance the initiative and begin preparation for its implementation. Look, all of these things are just waste of Liberian people's time. And I will say this clearly. Look, to have people go to hospital, especially government hospital, these government hospitals are funded. Look, we do things backward in this country and it's terrible for us. What is big for the government for the president of a country, Liberia, to say, going forward, no Liberian will pay before treatment? We don't say they will not pay, but I think about people want you to put the money that people are dying. Look, that system, if I'm president of the country, day one of my presidency, nobody will go to government hospital and pay money before treatment. They will be treated and they will pay later. Look, it is not about policy. It is not about putting documents together every time. Oh, we put other health insurance policy and we're making another bill. We're doing it. Look, it's about implementing and saying and it's implemented. Look, Liberians are not saying they can't fund themselves to go to hospital. The issues, like if I open the line now, Liberians will be telling me the only problem they have is that some of their family members are dying, that they don't have the cash in their hand to pay for their medical expenses, but the person is taken to the hospital. The hospital authorities are demanding money before even touching that patient. It's what killing patients. It's not about whether they will pay. I mean, the high cost. Let agree the high cost is something to look at. But prepaid treatment is killing our people. Look, the president could come up without even any documentation from Ministry of Health to waste our time to say all the things that they're money wasting. Take document from Ministry of Health, walk to the mansion, call B program, they buy water, they buy food, they eat, they finish eating, then they take the document, they go look at it and all those things. It's a waste of time it's the waste of Liberian people time. Just a waste. And I'm going to say this, it's a waste. All government past and present, they're just wasting the Liberian people time when it comes to implementing health policy in this country. Look, what is big for the government to announce that going for all government institutions, government health facility, no prepaid, the people will be treated and they will pay later. What is big about that? This time the government hospitals are turned like private institutions. They've turned into private institutions. Look, and there should be a ban on people taking. Look, there are several things that need to be worked on. People can go to a government hospital where government is supplying drugs. Then the same people in the hospital the people working in the hospital take the drug and carry it to their private pharmacists. And at the end of the day, they get a patient and paper and say, go to that pharmacy. They will put the pharmacy name on the paper and say, go there and go buy it. We're not seeing drugs are the one being provided by the government. And we sit there, the government do nothing about it, and we still having these issues of writing papers and wasting government time. Look, serving government is time. Delivering is time. So when you are there, make the rightful decisions. What? Liberian people will go to their own government hospital. Liberian citizens, they go to their own government hospital, they should pay. They should pay. I say private institution. I'm discussing private institution. Government-run hospitals should be a place where people seek final refuge in terms of their health. When they go there, they are treated and they pay later. That's why you have security people who are being paid. The patient will not run from the bed and run away. They will have to pay before they leave the hospital. But people are losing their family members because of this bad policy. So we're not talking about that. We're talking about a health insurance policy. The other one, you must read all the paper before you come out to tell what the policy will entail, what it will do for Liberians. It's just a waste of the Liberian people time. And I can say for free. Let's move to the next issue. Look, The drug issue in this country, I don't know, but the Ministry of Justice have released a statement. And I'll read you what the ministry said. I'll read it for you verbatim. Let me look for the release quickly. Let me look for that release. The Ministry of Justice, of course, I'm looking for that. Let me get it and furnish you with it. Justice Minister and Attorney General, Councillor Oswald Twe, has disclosed that the Joint Investigative Task Force identified 10 persons of interest in connection with the seizure of cocaine value at more than 19 million US dollars at the Rabat International Airport. According to the minister, ongoing investigations have uncovered significant evidence and revealed a complex network of individuals. I want you to underscore and has unveiled or revealed a complex network of individuals linked to the handling, processing, storage, and attempted shipment of the illicit drugs. Listen, I'll go back and say handling, processing, storage, and attempted shipment of the alleged drug are the people they caught. Speaking during a public debate on investigation, Councillor Tue named the persons of interest as Philly Young, Festus S. Musa, Roof Bapeyon, Achi Nyanfo, Arthur B. Abdullahi, Geraldine Zion, Mohammed Gora, Paul J. King, Oscar Brown, and Emmanuel T. Zion. He noted that 3 of the individuals, Paul J. King, Oscar Brown, and Emmanuel T. Zion, are currently at large. I'm told recently that Mr. Paul J. King has turned himself over to the Liberia National Police. He came back to the country and turned himself over. The Justice Minister emphasized that being named a person of interest does not imply guilt, but indicates that investigators have identified information requiring further examination. He assures the public that all individuals involved will be afforded due process under Liberian law, while stressing that no one will be shielded from investigation because of their position, influence, or social status. Okay. Now, the Justice Ministry said they named 10 persons. And the Justice Ministry have said it is a network of people. A network. A network is not just small number of persons. It's a whole cartel. When you hear the people say cartel, it means it's a whole group of people operating. But look, for this drug, now the value of this drug, now according to what we've heard, is around 30 million. 30 million US dollars. For this drug to be stored, there are a few questions that still needs answer. One, how did the drug enter Liberia? How did this drug that we're talking about enter Liberia? With all the security checks that we have, how did it enter? Where was it stored? All the time we're in the country, the time it entered, where was it stored? In whose name was the shipment being done? Now, these are critical things that must be answered. Yeah, arresting a taxi driver who probably took it there, probably he didn't even know that drug. He could also be in the know that it is drug as well. But he was asked to deliver a cargo or whatever it was, to deliver it at the airport. Put it in your car, drove away, and went there and delivered it. And the poor driver left. Now, the driver could also be an accomplice. I'm not ruling that out. Yeah, he could also be part of the gang or part of the people. But for $30 million US drug to be in a country, safe there for some days, it must have some people who have political influence. Some people with political influence may have linked to this. But the government is saying the people they've named, the other men in America, Paul J. King, he came back to the country, turned himself over to the police and said, I've turned myself over because he said I'm a person of interest. The next thing that is happening that I probably found on the government for is this drug issue happened way before. The public were demanding, Liberians were demanding the names of those that were linked to this. The LDA went as far as going to a court in Mangibi. They were granted the rate, and the Rabat International Airport authorities were giving the rate to turn over all CCTV footages to the LDA. After a few time, we don't know how those footages left or the video from the CCTV camera went to Mountain Collie. Today, Mountain Collie is the first to release all the videos. How did that happen? The government, LDA, what are the government entities that are supposed to fight crime, said when and seek court approval to get the CCTV footage or video. How did Mountain Collie get these videos without even obtaining court order? When government owned institution went ask for the video through court order, but one man sitting outside the country got the video, how did he get it? Now the government needs to put time to investigating this as well. It's far from journalism. No, so now you say, oh, this, that. The government was struggling to get CCTV footage. All the time we're talking, we say, let the government release the video. Let the government do. The government did not do it. The government went to court. The court ruled. The court say, you, Rabat International Airport Authority, please give all the video and thing you have in your possession to LDA. LDA had a press conference and said, yeah, we'll get a video and photo in our possession, but we're not ready to release them because we're still investigating. While they are still keeping the video and stuff, Mountain Collie start to release videos and photos. Video recordings start to come out in the public. How did that man get those videos from the CCTV camera, from the RRA? Because you cannot just get those videos because you are investigating. We got plenty of big media institutions in the country that can investigate and get it. We got Front Page Africa, we get the Liberian Investigator. These are credible institutions that when they release something, is for real. I'm not saying Martin is not credible. I am saying if LDA themselves, a government institution working to minimize the importation and use of drug in the country, can seek court redress, can go to the court to obtain paper from the court to demand RRA to give them the video of the CCTV camera. How did Martin get the videos? Isn't the government interested in investigating that as well? Look, at this point, I'm trying to observe that there are small games being played with the whole drug issue. Because if the LDA that are responsible for, look, let me say this again. The 100 million drug bust during the CDC administration, the reason the government lost the case is the same trend this government is following. LDA is responsible to investigate all the drug-related things. If they want support, they ask the joint security and other things. You have more than 4 different security apparatus investigating. At the end of the day, there could be some level of things happening, and that's how the CDC lost the $100 million drug case, because the LDA was not in full control of that investigation. Just the same thing this government is doing. The LDA, for all indication, is not in full charged or full control of this investigation. Why did they take it from the LDA? Why isn't the LDA in full control of the investigation? The same reason why the CDC administration lost the $100 million US drug case at the court is what this government is trailing on. The LDA had a video and photo after the court subpoena the RIA to turn them over. How did Martin Colley get it? It's a whole investigation that should be, look, if the intent is to probably sway the attention of the public, then it is wrong. For all indication, this thing should be transparent. The investigation should be transparent, and that is what we expect from the Justice Ministry. Very transparent. But the LDA cannot be investigating, other security apparatus investigating. They release video, they release anything that is private. It is secret. It is something. Look, to release CCTV video, it means that you have the authority to do so. That means you have met all the requirements and have been given to you. So let them investigate how Martin Colley got it too. It's very important. It will help in the investigation as well. But the names they've mentioned, the justice minister say, it means because they are people of interest, it means they are guilty. No, and that's true. They're not guilty. But are these people the ones? For $30 million drug to be in a country, saved, and was being packaged to be distributed to another country, to be exported to another country. I don't think these names that we are hearing are the only names. If the Justice Ministry continue to investigate, they might uncover more big names. They might uncover some names that some of us don't know. But as it is, this is what the Justice Ministry has said. What do you have to say? Do you agree with the investigation now? Should we get the Justice Ministry a chance to continue their investigation? And some of the issues that are happening, what's your take on the drug issue so far? The next thing is, we want to know from your communities, if you live in a community where there is flooding, tell us. Maybe we can call on the government. You can call on the government or the agency responsible to visit that community and see what help they can render to people who are victims, especially the National Disaster Management Agency and people who are affected. Let's talk about that as well. So 3 things. The health insurance bill or insurance thing is a waste of Liberian people time, like I said. What it would take the president to announce that all government hospitals should not take money for any patient until that patient receives treatment. Now, once the patient receives first treatment, they start to recuperate, then tell the people or the relatives that carry them, these are the requirements, these are the things you must pay this going forward. What is big about that? That we got to be having bill doing the one, doing now. It's just a waste of Liberian people time. Let's open the lines and hear from you on the last and final segment of the program Inside Liberia on Kear Radio 95.9. Jefferson Perry, we are watching us via the social media. Thanks so kindly, and we wish you speedy recovery. He said thanks for the show, buddy. Following close, thanks so kindly. Jefferson Perry, we are. Let's open the lines on the last and final segment of the program Inside Liberia on 0777 959 959 on these 3 conversations we are having. Tell us your view on these things, especially when it comes to the current drug conversation around the country. Let's hear you on the line 0777 959 959. Let's hear you, ma.
Yeah, my name is Chestina, calling from Pusekoto.
Let's hear you.
Yeah, my brother, they ran up to us today.
Okay.
Our horses was shot today. Even the school was shot. Our train never attended today. Yes.
Okay, so what do you want the government to do?
To help us. Yes. Begging the government to help us to come to us on Pusekoto.
Okay. All right.
Thank you.
Thank you so kindly for being a part.
Thank you.
Let's take another person. This person, let's hear you. Good evening.
Yeah, good evening. Desmond Brown, this is Coco for Camera.
Oh, Coco.
I get to you.
Coco, where?
Yeah.
It's been a while. Let's hear you, Chief. How do you do, sir?
You see, the drug issue talking. All the people, the justice minister, all I think they can throw veterans. They are all inside that drug issue. So the judge trying to belly. We told you, the people are lawyers, talking a lot of put together the end of the day they report. So all the things they're talking in Nigeria, let us try and do something good for us. If we really love the country, we really say love Liberia, build Liberia, think Liberia. Let us find how to think Liberia, try to get things to say about the drug issue. But all I want to bring in is Nigeria. God said no what they say in Nigeria. They said no what they talking in Nigeria. So breaking the and then find how to tell it true. Let me brave to talk true. Two will not two can air, but at least it will feed them from a captivity. They want to put their set in, that two will feed them from there. Breaking there.
Okay.
Breaking.
Thank you, Coco Wule. It's been long.
Yeah. Okay, sir.
Okay. Let's take more calls. 0777-959-959 0881-871-670. Let's hear you.
Yeah, I come up, Baba.
Well, thanks for asking.
Okay. Long time I say let's keep FM. I come here.
I'm okay. I'm here at Kear Radio now.
Oh, okay. I've been here searching for you. Okay. Yeah. Thank you for your topic on our discussion. Thank you for your topic. But Baba Nana, for me, I want to say, first of all, my new Fanny Kear D 1 million we are and follower of Abraham Cotton William. Yeah, you see, the country that we in, now that everybody's suffering that they win that for, I must say why are in the shoe. Nothing is happening, water entering in our places. But if only we have the government to listen, because the government that we get, when they do it, it's fine. But the government now for them to listen, it will be hard because they're locally hospital aspect. The hospital today, when you go in our hospital, when you not get money, for them to treat you, when you not put the money down, you will not take treatment. When you not get the money, you will leave in and die. They go on time. One other guy died from the city because the people say the people demand for the man to bring money. And no money was there until the family start crying, until that man passed off. So what kind of country we in? You must be having money first before they treat you as a government hospital. Other countries, they think they're not happening there, but only in Liberia today. So really, it's very sorry for us. Thank you.
Okay. Let's take more calls. This person, let's hear you. Good evening. Good evening.
Hello.
Good evening. Hello, good evening. Yeah, good evening. Let's hear you.
This is Teresa William, member of the Unity Party Intellectual Bureau.
Let's hear you, Mama.
I want to say thank you for your analysis. You know the point that you stress is very important. But one thing we should look at, whether this identical video is authentic, whether the issue that we're discussing is a video that Mountain Quality released that floating around here. I believe that our the government, perhaps they have seen the video. So that one thing we have to look at, it may be true, but again, whether it's not, something that happened, like for Eastern, maybe he had that video, then something happened, like he decided to, test and we need the video at this critical time. So it worrying an investigation. And President Baka, let me say that I want to commend President Baka. This president is not careless when it comes to things that matter to the Liberian people. President Baka, he's very serious when it comes to this country. He ain't get the country a heart to can't open a heart to tell the country. He mean well for this country, my brother. He mean well for this country. The investigation that is going on, that we continue to tell the people it's time about hurry. When today, like you said, people go to court, there will be no evidence on other stuff. It will not be that. That's why we continue to call on the government, continue to tell people that we should wait for the investigation. And as we can see, the LD people that they are in charge, the first thing they release the day through or calculating that the DA director has resigned. No, they are in charge. That's why you see they have that press release and things. So I want to say thank you for your analysis. Thank you for having me on the show.
Okay, thank you so much for being a part. Let's take more calls. This person, let's hear you.
Yes, even once again, I'm Mr. Louis.
Let's hear you, Mama.
Yeah, calling from Fort Allen around the police depot.
Let's hear you.
It rain, and that's something our area can get over flooded. As I speak, since it rains some 1 or 2 hours, no way to get water. The water, real water, it's here on us. And we are going to the drugs issue. You know, sometimes the community dwellers, the city, as one of the journalists said this morning, but they be afraid to stay in a way, like, especially to the security people in our nation here. Tell them things they have for your need to be uncovered. So sometimes they can be afraid. But those are in the community. I'm saying they mean that the justice minister is giving is false. No, it is not false. But people in the community, they can see things. Like the things the community see. But at times, at night, people see what things go on. But people can be afraid. And another thing is the hospital issue. You go there, say, even the money that they will call you get that money, they'll tell you, say, no, there, they want different money. There, GNTV. What they will tell you, they'll tell you, say, no, there, your patient will be dying if that woman is in labor. They will don't want to do it until either you find extra money for the bed before you have to find something for one of those nurses there or PA before they put your patient on bed, before they start telling you materials to buy gas, buy the one, buy that one. And if you don't have the money, your patient die right before you, and they will tell you, say, take your body to your house. I'm telling you evidence. I want to say that the country will find ourselves in. Sometimes we can bring our leaders, not the president, they are not the court, but the petty ones are based in the community to those serious entities, those serious government ministries. They are our private, as our law, some of our lawmakers are our private to Liberia.
Okay.
Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much.
Mohammed, I hope your location is better now. Let's hear you.
Yeah, how you doing?
Thanks for asking, Mohammed. Let's hear you.
Okay, well, you know, I want to talk on the just issue. Well, the justice ministry in the government of Liberia is not treating Liberian people fair, you know. But you can tell me that, you know, that judge, those names that was called are names that you know, that those things that were called are names that are people that work in the airport and will other people. But the main doer of this thing, the government is failing to tell us. And the UC Martin calling on social media, posting a lot of posting. Martin calling will not help this government. The American government always they're only waiting for this government to come out with our own funding. And the government not choose for the Liberian people and tell the government truth. When the American government come with our funding, it will be too disaster for this government. So I want them to be truthful to the Liberian people and tell the people who brought this drug in this country and whom it was the package, in which whom the package this drug, and who took this drug to the air.
From the soil of Liberia, a dream was born. Through struggle and hard work, a leader was formed. A son of the land, with a vision so clear, to build a new future for all people here. No tribe, no party, no lines to divide. For Liberia's progress, we stand side by side. Our next coming, hope for Liberia. A voice for the people, a leader sincere. Together we rise, together we stand. Building tomorrow across our land. For the farmer, the teacher, the youth with a dream. For mothers and fathers, striving to be seen. Jobs, education, and opportunity. A nation united in dignity. From Lofa to Maryland, Nimba to Grand Crew, the people are rising with hope that is true. Alex Cummings, hope for Liberia, a brighter A stronger Liberia is what lies ahead.